German philosopher George Edward Moore said, "The lot of critics is to be remembered by what they fail to understand," meaning the critics are not necessarily remembered for their integrity, morality, character, and also for their intellectual integrity towards their field of knowledge, study, and other areas that they invested in and researched upon. But the critics are almost always remembered for what they could not do, what they could not understand, and what they could not achieve despite their knowledge, intelligence, criticality, rationality, etc. But we must always be willing to remember the critics for their dedication, discipline, and for their work of clarity, intention, purpose, and also the integrity, authenticity, and sovereignty that they put into their research work and what they could bring forth to the table for all of us to consume and to understand has always been very important, fundamental, and indispensable for all of us to recognize and to acknowledge. So the critics should not be, and they must not be remembered for what they could not always do or what they could not necessarily achieve, but they should also be recognized, remembered, and given recognition and credit for what they could achieve, what they could do, and what they could reveal and expose regarding many different texts and obviously lies, deceit, deceptions, and so on and so forth. But in modern society, because of people's lack of reflection, character, understanding, morality, maturity, wisdom, etc., we tend to remember people for obviously what they could not do, what they could not achieve, what they could not say, and we tend to overlook and ignore all of their other achievements and discoveries and revelations that they made on the basis of their knowledge, wisdom, experience, morality, maturity, etc., and the fact that they always worked with their character, integrity, morality has always been astonishing and worth admiration, recognition. So we must not hate or despise the critics for what they could not always possibly achieve, but we must admire and respect them for what they could write and what they could basically reveal to all of us regarding texts, ideas, and problems of different kinds. So that's